Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. So today, hindi muna tayo magba-vlog outside kasi it's still very cold. Meron pa ring extreme cold warning dito sa Alberta, and currently in our place, it's still -29 and feels like -36. Ayan. So, for this video, sasagutin na lang muna natin ang basic question na ano ba muna yung dapat gawin on your first week upon arriving here in Canada, particularly here in Alberta. So, if you're interested in this topic, please keep on watching! So, finally, we will have this vlog na chill na lang muna tayo and hindi tayo nilalamig or nanginginig sa ginaw. So, sasagutin na lang muna natin itong basic question ng ibang mga subscribers natin kasi syempre from time to time talaga no, may dumadating dito sa Canada. And syempre, kapag baguhan talaga, there needs to be a guide. Ano ba muna yung dapat gawin on the first week? Yan, upon arriving here in Canada. Kasi syempre, it's gonna be overwhelming. Alam nyo yun, yung kailangan gawin nyo to, gawin yan. And you just need to prioritize kasi talaga maraming mga dokumento at maraming mga bagay-bagay na kailangan asikasuhin when you arrive here in Canada. And in this video, I will share to you kung ano-ano ba yung mga bagay na dapat nyong gawin or kunin or i-process when you arrive here in Canada. And also, disclaimer nga pala, this experience of ours is based on our arrival here in Alberta, Canada. Kasi nga guys, take note that every province has its own requirements, guidelines, or documents na dapat i-process nyo. So ito, yung experience namin ay based dito sa Alberta, Canada. So first and foremost, when you arrive here in Canada, ito yung hindi mawawala sa listahan. So unang-una, aasikasihin nyo yung SIN or your social insurance number. So basically, nakukuha or napaprocess itong social insurance number sa any Service Canada office. So you can just search any Service Canada na malapit sa inyo when you arrive here na sa Canada. So, ano nga ba itong social insurance number? So, basically, bawat Canadian citizen, permanent resident, or temporary resident, they will need a social insurance number in order to work in Canada and also to receive the benefits and services from government programs. So, kung wala kang SIN, basically, you cannot start working kasi it's a requirement, mandatory requirement ng mga employers. Kaya maganda, upon arriving here in Canada, maasikaso nyo na agad yung SIN ninyo in order for you to work and also avail the government benefits and services here in Canada. Kindly take note, guys, that the SIN is strictly confidential. You do not just share it to any people na manghingi ng details ninyo. So, you don't use the SIN as an ID or an identification card here. Pili lang yung dapat nyo pag-provide ng SIN when it is legally required. For example, it's being required by your bank, it's being required by your employer. So, you just don't provide it in your resume and send it when you do your job applications. So, never do it because this is strictly confidential. Otherwise, kapag hindi nyo naprotektahan yung SIN nyo, ano ba yung pwedeng mangyari? So, there can be an invasion of privacy. Pwede rin magkaroon ng identity theft. Ibig sabihin, may magpapanggap na ibang tao using your SIN, and pwede rin ito mag-result sa pagkawala ng inyong government benefits, tax refund, and bank credits because other people can claim that benefits on your behalf when you disclose your SIN. So, the second thing na dapat nyong asikasuhin when you arrive here in Canada, and again, I'm speaking about Alberta, is getting your Alberta Health Card. So, we were able to get our Alberta Health Card on our first day here in Canada. And then, pumunta lang kami sa registry. So, it's a very quick process. So, na-issuehan kami kasama ang asawa ko and yung anak ko. So, we are all covered in the Alberta Healthcare Insurance Plan. So, kindly take note that since this is an Alberta Healthcare Insurance Plan, so applicable to sa Alberta. So, it varies per province. So, kindly take note that there are provinces na pwedeng mag-wait pa kayo ng 3 months or there can be certain requirements sa work bago kayo makatanggap ng health card in that province. So, para makakuha kami ng Alberta Health Card and yan, maka-avail ng mga healthcare services dito sa Alberta, so one of the basic requirements is that we must be committed to being physically present in Alberta for at least 183 days in any 12-month period. So, hindi lang basta-basta na nagstay ka dito sa Alberta, you can be entitled for an Alberta Health Card. So, dapat if you are a temporary resident visa holder, there must be that period that you have a commitment to stay, and that is 183 days in a 12-month period. Of course, yung mga permanent residents na dito sa Alberta, automatic na rin yan na covered ng Alberta Healthcare Insurance Plan. And then number 3, na very important din na maasikaso nyo when you arrive here in Canada is that you need to get a SIM plan or you get to need an active number. So, bakit ba kailangan ng active number? So, very basic naman to in order for you to connect with your family and friends. And very important is that you have to provide a number, diba? When you apply to your prospective employer para din matawagan ka for a job interview. So, in getting a SIM plan, it is very important na meron ka ring data, not just call and text. Kasi very important na kapag lumalabas ka, when you travel, especially commute ha, you have data to access saan ka ba pupunta, ano ba yung sasakyan mo, whether train or bus. So, you really need to have a data plan kasi outside naman, you don't have access to Wi-Fi. But of course, in establishments, there's a lot of available Wi-Fis that you can connect. However, if you will be getting your SIM inside Canada na, so there can be an activation fee na dapat nyo bayaran. So, that is on top of your monthly charges for your SIM and data plan. So with that, if nasa Philippines pa lang kayo and papunta pa lang kayo ng Canada, yan, you can already consider getting a Canadian SIM. So there is a Canadian SIM being offered by Canadian SIM powered by Rogers and Fido, and with their limited time promo now, you can already get 50 gigabytes of data for only $35 a month. So it also includes unlimited local and international SMS and unlimited Canada-wide calls. And the good thing about this is that if you get the Canadian SIM while still being in the Philippines, there is no need for you to pay any activation fee. So that activation fee kasi usually costs about $60. So if you want to get this Canadian SIM while still being in the Philippines, you can register in the link below and you can have your Canadian SIM delivered to your doorstep for free. And then fourth one na dapat asikasuhin when you arrive here in Canada is to open a bank account. So when you open nga pala a bank account here in Canada, you still first need to get an appointment. Usually kasi hindi sila pumapayag kung walk-in ka lang. You really need to book an appointment with them maybe after a day or after 2 days. So kami, we called first yung TD Bank to book an appointment kasi when you do walk-in, hindi kayo maaasikaso agad, especially if marami silang clients. So, yung mga bank accounts nga pala dito sa Canada is kinda different sa mga bank accounts natin sa Philippines. Kasi sa Philippines, diba, when we say savings account, yun yung usually ginagamit natin for our daily transactions. Pero dito, when we say savings account sa Canada, it's really meant for saving. You're not allowed to touch that, mag-withdraw for daily transaction, otherwise matcha-charge ka. So, it's really meant for saving. Ano ba yung ginagamit dito for daily transactions? So, ang tawag doon ay yung checking account naman. So, di ba, kakaiba yung checking account kasi natin usually for issuance of check, whatever, deposit. Pero dito, checking account, we use that for daily transactions, but we don't really need checks. So, even just our cards lang to tap in our groceries, okay na yon, and diretso na yon sa checking account natin. And then you can also get your credit card where you can start building your credit score. Yung credit card, it has limits ha. It depends on what can a bank offer sa inyo. So it can reach up to 1,000, 2,000. Meron kaming nakuhang CIBC Mastercard, so connected to sa Costco, and they gave us 5,500 na limit or maximum credit. So, yun. So, it really depends on what the bank can offer for you. So, and finally, it's very important also for you to get a government ID in your chosen province. So, dito sa Alberta, I was able to get an Alberta ID on my first week din. So, I find it dangerous kasi na lagi ko na lang bitbitin yung passport ko. Although, pwede yun talaga as a valid identification card. But, since meron tayong option to get an Alberta ID, I just opted to get one. And it just cost me like $29, $27 or $29. So, alam ko, nag-increase na yon by this year. And then, kung magdadrive naman kayo dito sa Alberta, you can be issued a Class 7 driver's license first upon taking your learner's test. And then, mag-a-upgrade na lang kayo after finishing the road test sa Class 5. So yun guys, yung mga bagay-bagay na dapat asikasuhin when you land here in Canada. Of course, there are so many things na dapat pa ring asikasuhin, but these are just the top 5 priorities na tingin namin ay hindi dapat mawala sa inyong listahan. So I hope you learned something from this video. If may questions po kayo, you can leave it in the comment box below. Subscribe na rin kayo guys if you have not yet subscribed, and don't forget to click the notification button in order for you to get notified of our future uploads. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace!